Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be talking about what is high ticket sales, what is remote sales, what the fuck do I actually do to make money online. As some of you would have seen on my YouTube channel, previous videos that I've been doing for the last year, I do make money online. Last month I made over 25,000 Australian. Month before that I made over 50,000 Australian. Month before that I made just over 20,000 Australian as well. I've had $5,000 days. It's all the videos on my YouTube channel. And I've had a lot of comments and people messaging me asking, okay, awesome, you're telling us you're making all this money, but what are you actually doing to actually make that money? How do we actually do it ourselves? So what this video here is for is to explain what is remote sales, how I make the money I do. Quick little secret as well before we jump into things. I don't sell a course from these YouTube videos. I don't have anything to sell you from you watching this video. There's zero agenda here. There's zero bias. There is zero reason for me to give you information because it's not going to give me any money or anything like that. Like, this video here is literally just made for free when I get some spare time. So you can if you want to do it, you can implement it. If you don't want to do it, cool. Either way, it doesn't matter. Now, jumping into things. So what is remote sales? So in very, very fucking simple terms, remote sales, it's exactly what the name is. I work remotely as a salesperson. I'm a commission-only sales professional who works remotely. I work from home right now where I live in Adelaide, Australia. I can also travel full-time. So I've lived in Vietnam, I've lived in Thailand, I've lived in Bali as well whilst doing this. So I am remote, meaning I work from home, or I can travel, and I'm just a salesman, essentially. Now, how does it actually work as a salesman? How does the pay work? So the really good thing about sales and the really bad thing about sales is there is no limit to your income. So I can make as much money as I want to make as a salesperson. The downfall to that is also as I can also make as little money as I want to as a salesman. So I have had months where I've made no money. I've had months where I've made $50,000. It's commission only. So I only get paid if I make a sale. If I bring cash into the company I work for, that is the only way I get paid. Okay, so that is how I'm able to obviously make $50,000 a month. And that's also how in 12 months ago, I was able to make $0 a month because I didn't know how to sell and I couldn't get any deals over the line. Now, to actually dive into what I'm selling, then I'll talk about commission structure, how that all works, obviously how I'm able to make that much money or that much money, what I sell. So I'm in the high ticket space. What is the high ticket space, you may ask? Essentially, all the high ticket space is you're selling information or services at a higher ticket, which high ticket means a higher price. So for example, high ticket is anywhere from like the lowest you'd see and would class as high ticket is like $3,000 or $3,000 a month. And it can go up to like 50,000, 100,000. Some info products are masterminds, consulting, all this stuff. And you're generally selling information or services. Now that can be agency services, so like marketing services, sales services, or it could be information, so like info products on how to start a certain business, info products on how to lose 4 kilos, info products on how to put on a couple biceps, just selling information on how to make someone, selling information on how to help someone in one aspect of their life achieve a certain result. So it could be going through a divorce to saving your divorce. It could be from being an alcoholic to not an alcoholic. It could be going from a fat person to a skinny person. It could be going from a skinny person to a ripped person with someone with muscles. It could be someone who's making $4,000 a month in their business to getting them to $20,000 a month. Selling information, helping to do that, selling consulting, coaching, all these types of things, which is very, very valuable because if I pay, for example, I paid my mentor, I'm not going to say the amount, but somewhere in the 4-figure range of dollars, higher end of that, AUD that is, and the information I was able to access, the network, the connections I was able to access via that has made me a lot more money, let's say. A little bit, my ROI on that hasn't been like 6, 7, 8% like a stock market or S&P 500. It's been like a couple $1,000%, let's say. So these informational products, these services are very, very valuable because yes, they are $3,000. Yes, they are $10,000. Yes, they are $15,000. But the information or the service inside of that product or service is worth a lot more. There is a lot more value than the price people are paying, which is why people are happy to pay the price. The information that people are getting is extremely valuable. All right, they're spending $5,000. They can make like hundreds of thousands of dollars off the back of it if they put in the effort. compared to university, compared to traditional education, the value for the investment you're getting is incredible. And if there's any doubts on if courses are a scam, if selling information is a scam, if consulting, coaching, agency services are a scam, then firstly, I feel sorry for you if you feel that way, especially in 2025 when there is so much opportunity, there is so much information out there that can help you. And as well, like if I'm paying $5,000 to someone, or if any one of the prospects I've spoken to, anyone, my friends who I advise to buy a course, buy education, buy information, if you're buying information from someone who has achieved the result that you want to achieve in your life, whether that's being a successful remote sales professional, whether that's building an e-commerce brand successfully, whether that's saving their marriage, whether that's quitting smoking, if you've paid money to learn from that person who has done it before and can help you, I do not understand how that's a scam. All right, especially when you can compare it to other educational vehicles out there like university, like college, like traditional education system. When you're learning from people who haven't actually done the thing, you're paying them to teach you. So hopefully that there kind of reframes your mindset and realize, hey, maybe this shit isn't a scam. Maybe I should be a little bit more open-minded. Now, how does it actually work as a remote sales professional? How does it work as a high-ticket closer, high-ticket salesperson, whatever you want to call it? All I do is work for a company, a high-ticket company, an info product company, an educational company, whatever you want to call the company, a company who sells an informational product or a service. They will run ads on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm sure you've seen all the ads. Hey, make 10K a month. Hey, location freedom, all this bullshit. They will pop up on someone's Instagram feed who would be interested in possibly looking at getting some help. That person then books in onto our calendar, the high ticket closers calendar, the salesperson's calendar. They book in a meeting. Then on that meeting, they jump on, the prospect jumps on, the person who's on social media jumps on. I sit on the other side. I then have a meaningful conversation. It's not salesy. It's not pushing a product onto someone. It's not selling them something that's a lie. It's not selling them something they don't need as well. It's having a genuine, powerful conversation. Obviously, yes, I do use sales skills, which I've paid a lot of money to learn. Yes, there's influence tactics to help them, but it's genuinely about serving the person, getting the person and the prospect on the other side of the call to realize where they're at, the problems they're dealing with, how long it's been going on, the impact of those problems, what they feel like they need to do to change, what life would look like once they do change, how that would feel, how close they are currently to achieving those goals, and getting the prospect to realize, hey, I need to actually do something about these problems that I've been dealing with for X amount of time, whether it be my weight, whether it be my relationship, whether it be my finances. Okay, there's a number of things, and it's just about having a genuine, powerful conversation where you're serving the prospect so that they do make a commitment to change. And what a commitment to change means is invest in themselves, invest in getting the education, getting the service to help them overcome the problems that they've been dealing with for a certain amount of time and actually get a solution and actually solve that area of their life. Then from there, once that sale is made, as a high ticket closer, as a sales professional, I would just then get a commission on the sale. So for example, the thing I sell right now is $9,800 US. Let's say someone paid $9,800 US to me after a call. I would then get 10 to 12% of that. So 980 USD to roughly 1200 USD. I think 12% is, maybe, I could be wrong, depending on the ROAS I'm running at the end of the month. That's all. I take 3, 4, 5, sometimes calls a day, depending on how many calls are booked into my calendar. Over the month, I may take 100 calls roughly. I have a 30 to 45% close rate on those calls. Over the month, obviously, the more calls I take, the more deals I close, the more commissions I make. If I take less calls and there's less calls coming into my calendar and I close less deals, obviously I make less money. It's as simple as that, okay? It is simple. It's not easy. I've been in high ticket sales and remote sales now for 14 months. My first 5 months, I didn't make much money. My 6th month, I made 10K a month. I dropped back down to like 5, 6, 7, 8K per month from there for a little bit. And then since then, I've obviously now been making 20, 50, 25K a month and doing quite well. But it hasn't been easy. All right, there's been a lot of time I wanted to give up. Many times I wanted to give up. It's going to be difficult. It's not a get rich quick thing by any means. You're going to have to become a new person, learn new skill sets, change your mindset, change your belief systems, commit hours and hours every single day to get to this point. But if you do those things, this is what is possible for you. Working remotely, traveling, making some really good money, having a lot of freedom, having a really good network of people who are all growth minded, and being able to actually have a really, really good lifestyle as well at the same time. So hopefully that clears up what remote sales is. If you got any questions, chuck me a message. Link is in my bio for my Instagram. Comment on the YouTube video as well, and I will see you in the next video.